Good morning, this is Larry with another modern day parable. Today's parable is called And Margaret. Richard, my husband, never really talked a lot about his time in Vietnam, other than he had been shot by a sniper. However, he had a rather grainy 8 by 10 black and white photo he had taken at the USO show of Anne Margaret with Bob Hope in the background. That was one of his treasures. A few years ago, Anne Margaret was doing a book signing at a local bookstore. Richard wanted to see if he could get her to sign the treasured photo, so he arrived at the bookstore at 12 o'clock for the 7:30 signing. Before her appearance, bookstore employees announced that she would sign only her book and no memorabilia would be permitted. Richard was disappointed, but wanted to show her the photo and let her know how much these shows meant to lonely GIs so far from home. Anne Margaret came out looking as beautiful as ever, and as second in line, it was soon Richard's turn. She took one look at the photo. Tears welled up in her eyes, and she said, "This is one of my gentlemen from Vietnam, and I most certainly will sign this photo. I know what these men did for their country, and I always have time for my gentlemen." With that, she pulled Richard across the table and planted a big kiss on him. She then made quite a to-do about the bravery of the young men she met over the years, how much she admired them, and how much she appreciated them. There weren't many dry eyes among those close enough to hear. She then posed for pictures and acted as if he were the only one there. Later at dinner, Richard was very quiet. When I asked if he'd like to talk about it, my husband broke down in tears. "That's the first time anyone ever thanked me for my time in the Army," he said. That night was a turning point for him. He walked a little straighter and for the first time in years was proud to be a vet. I'll never forget how Aunt Margaret, for her graciousness and how much that small act of kindness meant to my husband. Hope you liked today's story. Have a great day and God bless.